Indomitable Spite has a chance of blocking any stun, sleep, and fear. Don't care about that. Miracle Heal. Don't care about that. Iron Will. So we obviously we'll want epic items, not rares. But you never know. There might be some rare items that could be okay on epic and legendaries as well, but more than likely you're going to just go for the epics if it's an epic champion, or a legendary if it's a legendary champion. Decreases the damage this champion receives from enemy skills activated. Don't care about that. Divas placed by this champion default skill will ignore a percentage of the target's resistance. Don't care about that either. Freeze. Okay. Inflict bonus damage to one enemy whenever this champion hits enemy targets. Okay. Don't care about that. 40% chance of inflicting bonus damage. What do we have here? Whenever this champion hits an enemy, decreases their defense until the end of the round. But he's really only going to be attacking one time in the Spider 20. So ultimately, I just want to be able to beat Spider 20 even faster, and dungeons faster in general with this guy. Increase the damage enemies receive from poison, so we don't want that. Increase damage to the bosses and their minions according to the number of living enemies. Okay. Hero's Soul. Plus 400 attack. Plus 1% damage for each enemy. So in Spider's Den, he's going to do a lot more damage, right? So let's do... Ooh, man, this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. I really like that they brought this to the game. Okay, Faultless Defense, don't care about that. So far, Hero Soul for the rare is actually okay. Commanding Presence. Strengthens your team's aura. Okay, so the aura of him in dungeons is 35%. So this strengthens the team's aura by 7.5%. So it would be a 42.5% aura in dungeons. That's crazy. So once you get it all the way to here, strengthens your team's aura by 35%. That's insane. Chainbreaker. We've got start of this champion's turn has a chance of removing any stun, blah, blah, blah. Whenever this champion's hit by an enemy while under these debuffs mentioned above, has a chance of partially filling this champion's turn meter. Don't care about that. So right now we've got Hero Soul and Commanding Presence, which are really good. Chaos. So receive less damage. Don't care about that. Partially fill the turn meter. Don't care about that. Crushing Rend. Each round, a number of this champion's hits will ignore a percentage of the target's defense. The percentage of ignored defense depends on the level of the target. Each hit on this champion inflicts will ignore a percentage of the target's defense. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's better on like stage 20 of dungeons, and probably halfway decent against dungeon waves, but it does say every hit this champion inflicts will ignore a percentage of the target's defense. So once you get to the next round, it's going to start over. So the first each round. So it just starts over every round. And then Incinerate. Let's see. Increases the damage inflicted by HP burn debuffs placed by this champion arena. Obviously, I'm not going to put that on him. He doesn't do HP burn. Let's see. So it's probably going to go with War. And to be honest with you, having Hero Soul might be just as good as putting on Commanding Presence. Because Commanding Presence, I'm not going to lie, that's pretty sick. 3,000 HP strengthens that aura so he does more damage. So your whole team gains more attack. This would be fantastic for someone like a Bomb champion, right? So if you have an attack aura for Bomb, it would be better for Bommel. That's a good thought, you know, because that would be huge. And then speed auras in dungeons. So if you have a champion that does speed in dungeons, like take for example the legendary that, what's the legendary champion's name? Take for example Ray. She has a 33% speed in dungeons. Okay, that's the speed aura, like 33% in dungeons. So if you were to have a legendary champion like Ray who has a 33% speed in dungeons, and then you use something like this with Commanding Presence and it strengthens your team's aura, if multiple champions on the same team with Commanding Presence, only one will work. If champions on the same team have both the Intimidating Presence and Commanding Presence blessings, only Intimidating Presence will work. So, of course, you know, another 35% aura, if I'm seeing that correctly. It wouldn't actually, I don't think it's I don't think it's additive though. I think it's probably multiplicative. So more than likely you're going to take 33% and then you're going to times that by 0.35, I would assume, or I would assume that's what they're doing. So it would be plus roughly 11 more speed. I could be wrong, because if that's additive, then that's ridiculous, right? It's more than likely multiplicative. So if it's an additional 11%, it doesn't matter. 33 plus 11, 44% speed aura is ridiculous. So that would be a make or break for some teams in certain dungeons in the game. So these blessings are fantastic for mid-game, early game, and some end-game free-to-play and low-spending accounts, such as my own. So I really like these abilities. Now for the aura though, honestly, I'm probably going to go with Hero Soul. So right here, plus 3% damage for each enemy if it gets to 6-star. And then plus 5 speed, and then an additional plus 2 if it's an epic. So for me right now, I've got plus 400 attack, and then plus 1% damage for each enemy. So in Spiders, this is going to be fantastic for him. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put Hero Soul on, and I know you're probably choosing something wrong here, Aroneous, but here's the thing. I want him to be, he's mainly in my Spider team, and I do have another Royal Guard, so it's not the end of the world for me. I can just build another Royal Guard how I want. So yeah, I'm going to try out Hero Soul, but first I'm going to take him into Spider, and I want to see what damage he's doing right now, and then I want to compare it. So right now he's awakened, but I haven't chosen the blessing, and we're going to go right into it, and we're going to showcase how much damage my Royal Guard currently does. So I have Feign, 2 Cold Hearts, Ignatius, and Royal Guard. Feign places the decreased defense and weaken. Then we've got Ignatius placing the HP burn. There's 1.7, 1.4, and 2.1 million. Now there are times, this doesn't happen all the time, where I get a 13-second run. But there are times where the Spider has just a tiny smidge of health left, and it's not as consistent, and there are times where she doesn't land the decreased defense, or she doesn't land the weaken. So having him with more damage will help mitigate that issue where I lose just because Feign doesn't land her abilities in the beginning. So if he's doing more damage, then hey, that's going to be fantastic for me in Spiders. Then hopefully I'll have a more consistent run. I'm going to run it one more time just to see if it happens again at 13 seconds. Okay, we got the decreased defense and weaken. Boom. 1, 1.6, 1.4, 1.5. So he didn't die right away. So that additional damage will help us to kill the boss right away and have consistent 13-second runs. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and slap on that blessing there for my Royal Guard. But again, this is huge for early game accounts. This rare blessing is like free to play 100%. This is an insane blessing in my opinion, unless I'm reading this completely wrong. It says increases the damage inflicted to bosses and their minions according to the number of living enemies. So you saw there's about 10 spiders or 8 spiders on the floor by the time Royal Guard goes. So that's going to be about 10% more damage plus the additional attack. So he should hit his first one when he hit 2.1 million. He'll probably hit 10% more, which would bring us up to about, I would say, 2.3 million, 2.4 million. But of course I would have to hit all of the qualifiers. I'd have to hit the ability that he has for masteries, which is Helm Smasher. And if he doesn't hit that Helm Smasher, then of course he doesn't hit the highest damage possible. So let's hop in there again. How much more damage do you think that he's going to get now with a 3-star awakening and just a rare awakening blessing? So let's do it. Can we win really quickly and get bigger damage here? Let's see. What do you guys think? There's the decreased defense and weaken. Okay, so we have 4. Hold on, let me just pause this for a second. I'll put it on 1 time speed, I guess. 1.9 million. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the boss, which would be, I would assume, 11% more damage. So because of the low amount of damage my Cold Hearts did, he's making up for the damage that they didn't do. So let's do this one more time. Let's try this one more time. Let's see what happens. Can we beat it this time at 13 seconds? We've got one there. So boom, 1.8, 1.2, here we go. 2.17. Okay, interesting. So maybe he's not hitting the ignore defense. I'm going to actually waste a little bit of gems just to do this one more time because I want to actually see, is he hitting the ignore defense? It kind of goes a little bit fast. 1, 2, 1.8, 1.2, 1.7. He's hitting ignore defense, which is interesting because I don't see too much more of a difference there. Am I reading his skill wrong? Am I reading his skill wrong? Let me see that again. Because to me, it doesn't seem like it's working the way I need it to, right? 400 attack, plus 400. Increases the damage inflicted to bosses and their minions according to the number of living enemies. And it's 1% damage for each enemy. Okay, so that for each enemy, which means it would be a lot more if you're counting all of them up. And they're all alive. I don't know, it didn't seem like it was doing more damage. Let me try that 2 more times. Obviously you guys can let me know in the comments below your thoughts on this blessing. Let's do this one more time here, because I really want to see if he's truly doing more damage. I want to see him hit over 2.1 million. Okay, 1, 2, okay. 2.4 million, there it is. Okay, that's what we were looking for. So we can do way more damage. Okay, let's go. Oh my god. It is 14 seconds, but dang, that's a nice blessing. That's worth it. So if he's 6-star awakened, he's going to be hitting for about 2.8, 2.9 million just with the gear I have. And like I said, he only had 230 crit damage or so, which is like decent, but not insane. But like 3.6 million damage compared to what I was hitting was like 2.8 to 3 million. He's hitting way more damage overall. That's awesome. So my spider runs are going to be more consistent now, which is going to be helpful for my account as an endgame free-to-play account. Okay, so that's obviously the Relentless proc because I use Feign in my clan boss. That doesn't help me. 1.9 million. Okay, so usually that's like 1.6 to 1.7 million on average. And if he doesn't hit the Helm Smasher, then of course he's not going to hit that high damage as well. Because I'm kind of depending on Helm Smasher right now. But if I want more consistency, I would put the crit damage instead for the Mastery. For the, I think it's extra 20 or 25% crit damage. I think it's Flawless Execution. So I don't mind it. It's actually halfway decent. It's not making my account insanely better, but it's better than it was. It's more consistent runs, so I'm not losing. That is pretty sweet to me. I'll take it, guys. So what do you guys think about that little showcase of that blessing? So the blessing I have is Hero's Soul. What do you guys think about this Hero's Soul blessing? Let me know in the comments down below. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.